whatever I was expecting with this film, I just was not ready for what I got. And it's all positives for me here. I'm very excited. So let's jump into the review of the new film, Love Lies Bleeding. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film Love Lies Bleeding, which made its limited release on March 8th and then will be available nationwide March 15th. So this film is brought to you by A23, which I don't know how y'all feel about A23, but when I see their name attached to something, I know it's certainly a must watch. And this one definitely did not disappoint. In fact, this film checked a lot of boxes as to why on paper it should be good. First of all, it's co-written by Rose Glass, who also directs this film, and then it stars Kristen Stewart and Katy O'Brien. And just that alone, I was like, yes. But then I looked deeper. I was like, oh, Dave Franco's in this. I love Dave. And then Ed Harris. I'm like, oh, okay, hold on, wait a minute now. You got Ed attached to this. You know you're in for a treat. And then, the synopsis, and I'll read it, but like the synopsis is certainly intriguing, and it definitely left me super intrigued in terms of how this was all going to mesh together, because it states this is an electric new love story. Okay, new love story. Let's see what you got. A recluse gym manager, Lou, falls hard for Jackie. So Jackie's played by Katy, and Lou is played by Kristen. And then Jackie is an ambitious bodybuilder headed through town to Vegas in pursuit of her dream. She wants to perform, and Vegas is the place to be for her to be in this competition, right? But with them, their love ignites violence. And then not only that, it pulling them deep into the web of Lou's criminal family. So, yeah, what do you got, film? A lot. A lot, because this is certainly a twisted love story and bodies are dropping. Now, the one thing about Kristen Stewart loves being in crazy love triangles. If it ain't Team Edward and Team Jacob, it is in this case Jackie and Daisy. She's if there's one thing about Kristen, she's gonna find some place to be in the center of something toxic here. But with that too, first of all, you just got to talk about Katy's physique in this. I mean, she hawks up. And then the fact that they put a lot of emphasis on her bulking, and you get these weird, sounds like muscles tearing and bones breaking. Like they really present her as the Hulk. Like, I can't even, yeah, when you see it, you're going to see it. I mean, she towers over Kristen. So, first of all, that alone was kind of like, wow. And I do love this queer relationship between the two of them. Kristen really knows how to give you so many different looks in her characters, but you instantly buy into their relationship and how they're compatible for one another. But even with that being said, this film is filled with so many twists and turns, jaw-dropping moments. And then here's the surprise, because man, does this get freaking gory. It's bloody. It is brutal. It is gross. There's a lot of blood splatter in this film that you just aren't expecting. And I gotta say, man, the makeup and practical effects, folks, I mean, they got their money's worth, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, Dave Franco character, it's not a happy road for him. And when you see what the makeup and practical effects folks do, you're gonna be like, yep, that's their check right there. That's the only bit of hint I'm gonna give you about that. But yeah. As I mentioned, even with the two of them, Kristen and Katy's relationship, the film is very inclusive, and I do always appreciate that. And across the board, you just have great performances. Yes, Kristen shows up, Katy shows up, Dave shows up as a abusive boyfriend who works with Lou Sr., who happens to be Ed Harris's character, who is, yes, Kristen Stewart's dad. And listen, Lou Sr. is a wild card of a character, because one thing he does is he loves his daughter. You know, he protects his daughters, both Lou and Beth. Beth played by Jenna Malone. And yes, he runs this gun range, and he also is involved in some criminal activities. And like I got to tell you, his performance is so convincing, and it's like almost like a Western. But like, yeah, he's such a wild card. You just don't know what he's gonna do, and I really, really do appreciate that. And I also think like there's like small plots. Like, listen, the love story is definitely a big element to the film, but there's a lot of little small plots blanketed by a very bigger plot, and it all really works all together. And like you really find all the clues really sprinkled within the dialogue of it, and the dialogue definitely has some humor, but it also has some very powerful and passionate moments as well too. And then like I said, like the one thing about this film is so unpredictable, because the film feels very practical for majority of the film, and then the third act I think takes some very interesting creative liberties here. And I think that's what you get with these independent films. It's like folks decide to just try some different things that they wouldn't normally try when you have like a big studio above them kind of want to dictate how they want the story to be. So like the end of the film gets a little artsy. It's a little questionable too, because you can say with everything that the film has kind of established sort of practical, this at the end feels, it's artsy for sure, but it feels kind of like fictional and doesn't take away from everything that we always endure. But I think there's like some symbolic messages amongst that. And I do think, to kind of talk about it just a little bit, is that I think the two of them feel like their love triumphs everything. The reality of the world around them, that their love is enough for them to escape every bit of repercussions around them and the reality around them. But you know, you can let me know what you all think and make of the, shall I say, the artsy sort of fictional stuff that sort of happens at the end of this film. But yeah, listen, this film gives you a lot of unexpected laughs, and I think it really does go down to the chemistry between Katy and Kristen. They really work very well together. I definitely enjoyed the moments between Jackie and Lou, but Jackie is a ticking time bomb. And Jackie, who, you know, has been in tons of action films and series, obviously being a part of Ant-Man and the Wasp and being in The Mandalorian, and some other things as well too. I really, really felt that this is a huge step forward in her acting career. I think she showed some versatility because there was some emotion, but also there was moments of rage. I mean, she hits a bunch of different personalities with this character. And, you know, I jokingly said that, you know, Jackie, and wanting to be a bodybuilder, really established the norms amongst bodybuilders. And I'm not going to give anything away, but if you've ever seen any other films, and there's a film that comes to mind, but I don't know if that film's going to be released because it stars Jonathan Majors, and we know all the controversy around that. It's called Magazine Dreams, I'll just say it. But like, if you've seen that film somehow, some way, I really do feel like Jackie really portrays that normacy amongst bodybuilders, their obsession to compete, to win, and everything that they have to endure to get to those points. And with that, you see how that becomes and affects her relationship with Lou, and also just this inability to settle down. Like, you see all of it, but also there's a protective nature within this character as well too. So like, you're really getting a lot. And I think that Katy just does a fantastic job with her performance that really gives this character really three-dimensional life for the viewers. And as I mentioned, like, Kristen Stewart just has swag to her. So, you know, whether she's playing a queer character or a heterosexual character, or whether it's a werewolf or a vampire or whatever it's going to be, you know, she really knows how to sell the viewers in her love situation, her conflict with her love situation, and so on. And it's a ride. And then again, Ed Harris is like the cherry on the top here. His character just brings so much to this that, you know, Ed is a legend, and having him part of this cast definitely elevates everything that he's a part of. So without a doubt, and listen, whatever you want to say, go see this film because you're in for a treat and you're going to be blown away at some of the moments in this film that you just think is going to go one way and goes a complete other way. And it gets gory, it's brutal, it is messy, it is bloody. So be ready for it. But yes, absolutely, folks, go check out the new film, Love, Lies, Bleeding. I love the title. Really, really do. Available in theaters March 15th. Jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts about it once you do. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.